morning, Laguna Woods. Thank you for tuning in to Inspiration for Today. It's Monday. Did you have a good weekend? I know I did. But it's Monday, and I like Mondays actually because on Inspiration for Today, we often have, and do have today, a singer come and bless us. And I know as all of you look, you know Mike Chamberlin, so many of you in Laguna Woods. Mike, I can't even imagine how many shows you've done in Laguna Woods, but you've been with us.
I know. I literally have done hundreds in the Laguna Woods area. So I'm blessed. I mean, he's looking out for me, Pastor. No, that's all I can say.
You're blessing us. We were talking about just a little bit before we started shooting on how you start your day, because you have, I can't wait to do this, what you're saying, but why don't you tell our folks?
I have a routine, and everybody has a routine, and my routine always starts with a cup of coffee.
Okay.
I have to.
I have my coffee.
There you go. You got to kickstart your day. Then I sit in my most comfortable chair, and I go to my computer, and I turn on something called the 3-minute retreat.
3 minute.
3-minute retreat. The first thing that happens when the screen comes on, it's a beautiful, always every day a different photograph. Always lush, a stream, a mountain, an ocean, everything, just a sunrise, a sunset.
Well, that is all God's creation.
It is, and I think that's what happens. But when you log onto the website, the first thing it asks you to do is to hit a music button, and this beautiful music that matches the picture plays, and it tells you to close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and center yourself with the Lord. Accept His Spirit. Yeah. And then once you do, you kind of click through it. It gives you a Bible verse, of the day, and then it breaks down the Bible verse and how it can apply to you today. And the last one you click says Amen. So it's
3-minute
retreat.
Is it with a 3 or a THRE?
It's the number 3.
Okay, it is a 3.
Right.
Because these websites are so fickle.
I know.
I know. Right. I know. But I want to try. This is the first I've heard of it. I can't wait to get home and give that a try.
And I do it. I mean, no distractions. I mean, you can easily get distracted. You could turn on the TV because you get that score you missed last night. Whatever.
I have kind of made a thing in my mind and a habit to try and read the Bible or something before I hit my email. Because if I start with the email, that can keep me going.
That's the point.
So I try to
start.
And then, so you do that, and that's wonderful. We're going to all try that
3-minute retreat.
Wow. I heard you playing a song prior to this, and kind of goes with that. You want to do a little of that?
I mean, this is a great old spiritual. Been around longer than I have, I think. But it's just one of those songs that it touches me.
The reason I thought it went with that is He touches you through that great start to your day.
He does. I mean, I can't think of a better way to start the day than having a nice chat with the Lord. So would you like me to?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll know it. You can sing along if you want. He touched me. He touched me. And all the joy that fills my soul. Something happened, and now I know He touched me and made me whole. Shackled by heavy burden, 'neath a load of guilt and shame, then the hand of Jesus touched me, and now I'm no longer the same. He touched me, oh, He touched me, and all the joy that fills my soul. Something happened, and now I know He touched me and made touched me, and all the joy that fills my soul. Something happened, and now I know he touched me and made me whole. Can't go wrong with that one.
No, that might last for a while.
I know.
That is a
Yeah,
good
that's going to
one.
be around a while.
Because he does. And it's just, oh my God.
In a mighty way.
That was a great start, not just for today, but to this week.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been busy. I see you came out with a new book.
I did. I sit through a lot of sermons. I told you this story
because you
before.
do a lot of work.
I do a
in the
lot of
churches.
worship singing, and I always tell my audiences that when they go to a Saturday or a Sunday service, they sit through one sermon. But as the worship singer, I have to sit through the same sermon 4 times,
You
quite
do.
often.
Well, I relate to that.
Well,
Yeah.
and the pastors, the ministers, the priests, they tell the cutest and the funniest stories, and I would forever write them down. And years ago, about 3 years ago, I had enough of these funny stories from ministers. These aren't my stories; these are theirs.
Yeah.
And I put them in a book. It's called "God Has a Sense of Humor," for heaven's sakes. And I do a lot of repeat singing, at church luncheons, and they say, "Oh, we bought your last book. I wish you had another one." Well, now I do.
I feel that way, but this has come out since
it has.
we last have been together. I've read that one.
It's funny, Pastor.
My way.
I know it's a great coffee table book.
Yeah.
A woman bought this book, and she wrote me a letter. She said, "I just gave this book to my pastor to spice up his sermons."
I'm not sure we take that as a plus or a negative.
Oh, I think she did it tongue in cheek. So
Well,
anyway, I published a second book.
Okay.
God Has a Sense of Humor 2, Roman numeral 2, TOO, TWO, whatever you
Yes.
want. And the cover, I don't know if you can see that, it has a picture of Jesus thumbs up. So can I share one story from the book?
Absolutely.
There's so many, I don't know.
Well, you don't want to share them all because
No. Let me find it. This is kind of.
Well, while you're
Oh,
go ahead, you got it.
all right. This one's kind of cute.
Yeah.
It's called Meeting of the Board. BORED.
Yes. Well, I've
Okay.
been in those.
The pastor announced a board meeting would take place at the end of the service. However, there was a stranger in the midst of them all. He was a visitor who had never attended the church before. "My friend," asked the pastor, "did you understand that this is a meeting of the board?" "Oh, yes," said the visitor. "And after that sermon, I'm about as bored as you can get."
I knew where you were going with that. Oh my goodness!
know.
That's
It's one right
my
after the other.
grandmother used to say there's so much humor in truth. And that's, sadly, some sermons. Anyway, I do understand it. Thanks for doing that, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
I look forward to
it's
reading
fun.
that.
When I sell the book, the proceeds go to the March of Dimes and the fight against birth defects. I lost a child to a birth defect many years ago, and so I do what little I can. At the end of the year, I write them a check. So.
Yeah. Well, I knew that.
Yeah.
I'm happy. But how can they, in audience land,
My web, you can get on my website. It's
can you?
singingtvguy.com.
Singingtvguy.com.
It goes back to my 40 years as
Yeah,
a television news anchor, and that got saddled on me, and I couldn't shake it. I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
use
yeah.
it. So.
Great. Well, that's...
I was a sportscaster and a newscaster in Phoenix for over 20 years, almost 25 years. And I still do a lot of singing in Arizona. I've been retired now for over 10 years from television. And when I walk down the streets of Phoenix, people still walk by and say, "Hey, Mike," like I never left the air.
I know they would.
Yeah, and
well,
that's
Mike, I'm so excited that you're coming back. And so we're going to have another episode with Mike Chamberlin. Bye, Laguna Woods.